Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji. Can I
Yes, dear.
share now?
Yeah, please go ahead. And you can start reading.
Yes, Mataji. Is it visible, Mataji?
Yes, dear.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna everyone. Although Shishupala acted as the enemy of Krishna, he was not for a single moment out of Krishna consciousness. He was always absorbed in thought of Krishna, and thus he first got the salvation of Saujya Mukti, merging into the existence of the Supreme, and was finally reinstated in his original position of personal service. The Bhagavad Gita corroborates the fact that one who is absorbed in the thought of the Supreme Lord at the time of death immediately enters the kingdom of God after quitting his material body. After the salvation of Shishupala, King Yudhishthira rewarded all the members present in the sacrificial assembly. He generously remunerated the priests and learned sages for their engagement in the execution of the sacrifice. And after performing all this routine work, he took his bath. This bath at the end of the sacrifice is also technical. It is called the our sorry, Avbharta Bath. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So what they're talking about is obviously Shishupal, though it says he merged with Krishna, the fact is it's not that he merged. He basically, attained the Sarupya liberation, which means that he went to the same, he got the same Rupa. And that Rupa happens when in, do you have any idea where will we have the same Rupa as Krishna?
In Goloka Vrindavan Mataji.
No, in Vaikuntha. So
Ah,
he went, yeah. So Narayana feature, they have the same Rupa and he gets the same Rupa of that of Krishna. That is that of Narayan. So the four-handed form. So that is what most of them achieved. Yeah, go ahead, continue. Hare Krishna. Or I think Kuluhu Mataji is there. She can read.
Yeah, Mataji. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
The story of the fall of Jaya and Vijaya from the Vaikuntha planets to the material world is described in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The killing of Sisupala has a direct link with the narration of Jaya and Vijaya. But the most important instruction we get from this incident in that the supreme personality of Godhead, being absolute, can give a solution to everyone, whether one acts as his enemy or as his friend. It is therefore a misconception that the Lord acts with someone in relationship of friend and with someone with किधर गया
Someone in
Relationship with of
relationship.
enemy.
हाँ, someone else in the relationship of enemy. His being an enemy or friend is always on the absolute platform. There is no material destruction. After King Yudhishthira took his bath and the conclusions of the sacrifice in
And stood in the midst.
and stood in the nearest of all the land sages and Brahmanas. He seemed exactly like the king of heaven and thus looked very beautiful. King Yudhishthira generously rewarded all the demigods who participated in the yagna, and being greatly satisfied, all them left prizing the king's activities and glorifying Lord Krishna. Thank you, Mata.
Hare Krishna, they're talking about, that Yudhishthira Ramajayam is called like he was compared to that of Ramarajyam. So now there is very important point we should see is Krishna, there is no duality. We will come across that whenever Arjuna is fighting the war, right, his eyes will become red in anger. Now you'll think, can he have anger? Yes, you should have. No, you cannot smile like movie and tell I'm going to kill you, right? Naturally, that zeal will come. Whereas when Krishna is also fighting, you see his eyes continue to be blue and calm. It is not, because he is beyond the material body, right? So all this does not affect him. So what is actually happening is there is a difference between Krishna and Arjuna, because Arjuna is actually spiritually situated. He is a devotee, but he still had a material body. But Krishna has spiritual body, so he is beyond all this. And also there is no difference between, the object of blessing or curse. So if Krishna is seeing someone angrily or happily, the both are blessed in that way. So this doesn't mean that, an enemy, you can be enemy and think of Krishna. It means that if you're an enemy and Krishna is so nice to you, imagine how he will serve, right? That is the difference. Shishupal is killing, but if you see Arjuna, what he is doing, he is becoming his driver, right? Literally, you can buy Krishna by love. So that is the speciality of Krishna. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhamma
Hare
Pranam, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna everybody. When Sukadev Goswami narrated the incident of Krishna killing Shishupala and described the successful execution of the Rajasuya Yagna by Maharaja Yudhishthira, he also pointed out that after the successful termination of the Yagna, only one person was unhappy. He was Duryodhana. Duryodhana by nature was very envious because of his sinful life, and he appeared in the dynasty of the Kurus like a chronic disease personified to destroy the whole family. Sukadev Goswami assured Maharaj Parikshit that the pastime of Lord Krishna, the killing of Shupala and Jarasandha, and the releasing of the imprisoned king are all transcendental vibrations, and that anyone who hears these narrations from authorized person will immediately be freed from all the reactions of the sinful activities of his life. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 74th chapter of Krishna, the deliverance of Shishupala. Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please go ahead. Let's go to the next. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Mataji. Is it visible? The screen is Mataji. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
yes.
Yes, Mataji. Should I start the chapter, Mataji? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Radhika Mataji.
Yeah, one second. Before, you can read. But before that, what we should understand is, as I said, it's all in the same platform, so it doesn't matter. So everybody felt happy except our Duryodhana. So we have to see what is why Duryodhana did not feel happy. So that is a continuation. Aisha, you did only one para, so you continue this, no problem.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Chapter 75. Why Duryodhana felt insulted at the end of the Rajasuya sacrifice. King Yudhishthira was known as Ajatasatru, or a person who had no enemy. Therefore, when all the demigods, kings, sages, and saints saw the successful termination of the Rajasuya Yagna performed by King Yudhishthira, they were very happy. That Duryodhana alone was unhappy was astonishing to Maharaj Parikshit, and therefore he requested Sukadeva Goswami to explain this. Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, very nice. So somebody is Galaxy. Is that Revati Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, please, Mataji, go ahead and read. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Sukadeva Goswami said, "My dear King Parikshit, your grandfather King Yudhishthira was a great soul, and his congenial disposition attracted everyone to be his friends. But he has known as Ajata Satru, one who never created an enemy for the members of the Guru dynasty. In taking charge of the different different and the treasury department, Sahadeva in charge of the reception department, Nakula in charge of the supply department, Arjuna in charge of the looking after the comforts of the elderly persons. And the most astonishing feature was the Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, took charge of the washing the feet of all the incoming called the incoming guest. The queen, the goddess of fortune, Draupadi was in charge of administrating the distribution of food. And because Karna was famous for giving charity, he was put in charge of the charity department. In this way, Satyaki, Vikarna, आणि हरिदेक्य विदुरा, Santartana, and Burusava, the son of Bahika, were all engaged in different departments for managing the affairs of the Rajasya sacrifice. They were all bound to living affection for King Yudhishthira, that they simply wanted to please him. After Shishupala died by the mercy of the Lord Krishna and merged into the spiritual existence. And after the end of the Rajasya Yajna, when all the friends, guests, and well-wishers has been fully honored and rewarded, King Yudhishthira went to bath in the Ganges, and the city of Hastinapur stand today on the banks of the Yamuna, and the statement of Srimati Bhagavatam, the King Yudhishthira went to take bath in the Ganges indicates. Therefore, during the time of Pandavas, the river Yamuna was also known as Ganga. While the king was taking the our Vijaya bath, different musical instrument vibrated, such as mridangam, conch shell, panava plate, and thus a tremulous sound vibrated in the sky. The princely guests from many kingdoms, like Sri Vijaya, Kamboja, Kuru, Kekaya, Gostala, were present with the different flags and gorgeously decorated elephants, chariots, horses, and soldiers. All of them passed in the procession. The king of Yudhishthira in the forefront. The executive members who had performed the sacrifice, priests, religious ministers, and brahmanas are loudly chanted the Vedic hymns. The demigods and the inhabitants of Piruloka and Gandharva Loka, as well as many sages, slowing flowers from the sky. The men and women of Hastinapur or Indraprasth, the bodies smeared with scents and floral oils, and were boldly dressed in their colorful garments and decorated with garlands, jewels, ornaments. Enjoying the ceremony, they threw on the one other liquid substance like water, oil, milk, butter, and yogurt. Some even smeared each other's bodies. In this way, they enjoyed the occasion. The professional prostitutes jubilantly smeared these liquid substances on the bodies of the man, and the man reciprocated the same way. All the liquid substances has been mixed with turmeric and saffron, and their color was a lustrous yellow. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, very nice. Thank you so much, Mataji. So what they are talking about is that, how was the entire approach, right? So everybody were very overwhelmed and they were very happy, right, on this. So still we are going to see the story as to what and why, because Yudhishthira Rajangam, as I said, is a very, very great one. So everybody feels jubilated. So let's try and do another one para or two para. Who has not read so far? Yeah. Okay, Shweta, you read one para.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. In order to observe the great ceremony, many wives of the demigods had come in different airplanes and they were visible in the sky. Similarly, the queens of royal family, gorgeously decorated and surrounded by bodyguards, arrived on different palanquins. During this time, Lord Krishna, the maternal cousin of the Pandavas, and his special friend Arjuna were both throwing the liquid substances on the bodies of the queens. The queens became bashfully, but at the same time, their beautiful smiling brightened their face. Because of the liquid thrown on their bodies, the saris covering them became completely wet. The different parts of their body, beautiful bodies, particularly their chests and their vests, became partially visible because of the wet cloth. The queens brought bucket of the same liquid substances and with springs sprinkled them on the bodies of their brothers-in-law. As they engaged in such jubilant activities, their hair fell loose and the flowers decorating their bodies began to fall. When Lord Krishna, Arjuna, and the queens were thus engaged in these jubilant activities, persons who were not clean in heart were agitated by lustful desires. In other words, such behavior between pure males and females is enjoyable, but it makes persons who are materially contaminated become lustful. Can I continue, Mataji?
Hare Krishna. No, I just one second. I think we'll stop here. So what they are talking about is very, very
Okay,
clearly.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Sorry, clearly that they are showing how the enjoyment is, right? So because the Rajasuya Yagna, everybody were happy, they were throwing water, all were playing, and he was in such excellent horse, and he was present with the queens, Draupadi, everybody were there. They were all playing, and they were wet, and they showed the beauty of the entire ceremony. So they're just bringing up in the feature of everybody being happy what is actually happening, because you will be thinking, why death and why are they happy? Because the time there, the war, everything used to continue in spite of death. If you see, even Ashwat, what is it? All the kids when they die or queen, so they don't stop, right? They go on. So just with one person like Shishupal dying, they're not going to sit and mourn. It's not like today's time. Kshatriyas are trained to feel pain, experience pain, and take and fight. Yeah. So with this, we'll end and we will meet again tomorrow. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitānaṁ pāvanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah anantakoti vaishnavi jai Srila Prabhupada jai Namacharya Haridas Thakur jai.
Das Thakur ki jai. Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram.
Hare
Mataji.
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much,
Hare
Mataji, for
Krishna,
your
Thank you so
Mataji.
encouraging
much.
Thank
class.
you.
Very
Hare
much,
Krishna.
Mataji. Have a
Hare